All right. Hello, friends. Shu here. I'm not sure if this is actually broadcasting on Facebook or not. It says on this platform, on here on Zoom, that I'm live on Facebook, but I do not see it. So I'm hopping on here to ask you, how are those resolutions going? How are they working out for you? Most people set those set up resolutions in the beginning of the year, and often we call it New Year resolution. And then we start, and then by the third, fourth, well, I think never in the third week, sometime by the first, the end of the first week, um, we realized, oops, this is not, going so well. And actually, I was really surprised. I'm trying to see if I'm live here, guys. Maybe not. I was actually really surprised to find out that on that we actually have a national holiday. Maybe it's an international. I don't know. But what I was reading recently was that January 17th, which should have been like yesterday, because today's the 18th. So January 17th is actually known as Ditch New Year Resolution Day. So it's a day where people ditch the resolution because for whatever reason, either they didn't, those things are just not working out. We're frustrated with ourselves. We're frustrated with the goals. Hey, we're frustrated with life in, period. Right. And then we just like give up. So apparently there's a day for that. There's a day for you to give up your resolution. And it's sad. I find that sad that people get, the momentum and get excited. Of course, we are like, get excited about the goals, about all the things they want to accomplish in a year, and then it just gets lost in the wayside. That's not what we want. Oh, we're there, we're live. So we don't, that's not what I don't, that's not what I want. If you know me for any period of time, you know that I'm very, 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 very goal oriented. Like I set goals for myself and I go after them. Like it's nobody's business, because yes, it's nobody's business, it's my business, right? Those are goals that I want to achieve for myself, and I really take them very, very seriously. So to hear that we actually have a day where people get to ditch the resolution, it's just like, ugh, that it's not good, right? So maybe we have to look at it differently. And if for those of you who were part of my workshop, I believe it was 2 weeks ago, on casting vision, or creating a vision for your year, for your life, we talk a lot about that, how sometimes or often when people set resolutions, it's all this vague stuff. It's not specific. Sometimes there's no deadlines, sometimes there's no way to measure it, so it's just this wishy-washy way of wanting something more. So it's good that we want more, right? It's good because we all, I don't know about you, but I like to improve myself. I love to challenge myself. I love to always kind of have, outdo myself. I had my days of comparing myself with others, and that those days are long gone. And I hope that you get to that point as well, where you know that you are enough, that you are good. Yes, you want to learn, you want to grow, but grow because of where you want to see yourself, that where you want to be, not because someone else is doing it. So because I am very that kind of person, for me, I want to set those goals that will help me get me to the next level, help me get to do more, to be more, to follow my passion, follow my dream, to serve more. So wanting to do more is good. Wanting, more out of life is good. It's not a bad thing. And I recently was listening to a pastor that I follow, Daniel Darius, and that, I think I see his name backwards. Well, it's either Daniel Darius or Darius Daniels. I think Daniel Darius. But anyway, he was talking about how we are, especially in the faith community, we often, when somebody say they want more out of things or more out of life, we're like, you're greedy. And he's like, no, there's a difference between being greedy and being hungry. And I'm like, yes, there's totally different between being greedy and being hungry. Someone who's greedy just want more of everything that everybody wants. Like, there's no limit to it. Someone who's hungry realizes that there is an abundance available for them, and they're hungry for what God wants for them. And that's the kind of person that I am. There's things that are out there that are not for me. and I'm okay with it. And there are things that are out there that will never be for me, and I'm totally okay with it. But everything that God has said for me, everything that He is calling me to do, everything that He's calling me to possess and to be, heck yes, give me all of that. I'm hungry for that kind of stuff. So anyway, I want you to be hungry. I want you to, not just in the beginning of the year, but throughout your entire life, throughout the year, for every single day, to be hungry for more. I want to be tomorrow. I want to be, a better mom than I am today. Tomorrow, I want to be a better writer than I am today, a better coach, a better counselor, a better friend. That every single day I'm becoming more and more of what, I know that I was created to do or be. And that is, honestly, that's life the way it should be, you know. So anyway, even the Bible tells us, add to your faith perseverance. Like we're supposed to grow, right? I think Paul even talks about how when he was young, when he was a baby in his faith, he had milk. Now he's growing in his faith, he gets meat, right? The idea here is that as we progress in our daily life, we should be progressing and growing at each level of our life. Spiritually, mentally, emotionally, we should be all growing. We should be honestly, kind of being better people, not in comparison to someone else, but comparison to those goals and those ideals, those ideas, and that vision that God has for you and has given you. So anyway, being hungry is good. I want you to be hungry and want more. So what happens that why is it that people go from being hungry for wanting more in the beginning of the year, that first week of January, to getting to January 17th, and they want to ditch all that stuff? Yeah, right. But I honestly, I cringe. I'm like, there is a day for this. Who created this day? You know, we want to call. I want to coach this person. I want to sit there with them and talk to them and say, why? Don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. As long as you're alive, there's hope. As long as you're here, you can still do more. I don't care what you're going through. We're all going through something. But if you lose hope right there in the beginning of the month, or the 17th, or whatever day you choose to lose, to forget about those goals, you're never going to achieve them, right? So I hope that you, as you're going through this year, as you're looking at, the things that you set in the beginning of the year, that you are maybe examining which goals you had on that list that maybe were not your goals. Maybe they're now your resolution. They're things that because everybody was doing it. Everybody in the beginning of the year wanted to lose weight. This year, I did not have that as one of my goals. I'm sorry. That is not a goal for me. And yes, I'm a little chubby. I'm a round lady, and that's totally fine. My goal is to be healthy. And for me, healthy right now, healthy can be vague and it's vast, right? But so you want to make sure it's specific enough that you can measure it and you can know when you're actually achieving it. For me right now, it's even just being able to breathe. And I know you will say, well, sure, you're breathing right now. No, you have no idea. Like I've been having breathing issues, and yes, it's not fun at all. I have my purse here right next to me, and I'll show you where I live off of this an inhaler. Because yes, because my lungs don't want to do what they need to do. And first, before it was my heart, I was in the heart monitor recently, and they took it off. Now I'm back to living off of this. So if you see me pausing and using this, it's because I need it. Or maybe you're gonna see me talking, and then like I'm literally gasping for breath because I'm like, I need to pause and catch my breath. These are things I'm living with recently. So for me, being healthy is that just being able to breathe, right? So that's my goal. So what maybe the goals that you had on your list, those resolution that you created first, maybe they were just so vast, so vague, not specific, not measurable. Maybe they were not even attached to anything that was important to you. So then it becomes easy to forget about them. If your goal is just to lose weight, but why? Why is it important to you to lose weight? Maybe so that you can catch up with your kids. Maybe if you lose weight, then you can run around in the park, in the playground, better with them and enjoy that time together. You have to attach your goal. You have to attach your resolution, whatever you want to call it. I like goals better because resolution for me just sounds like this wishy-washy of dreaming. It's wishful, thinking. It's not actually a concrete goal, right? And what's that saying that um, if you just dream of it, it doesn't happen, right? The goal has to have some kind of action behind it. So for me, before you even get to the action, you want to make sure that you're creating goals that are meaningful to you, goals that are connected to something that's important to you. maybe it's your family, maybe it's a career that you're trying to pursue, maybe it's something that you had put in the back burner because life just became too busy. I don't know what it is for you, but if your goal is not attached to something that's important to you, that goal will never come to fruition. I've been wanting to write forever. You probably heard the story already. But for those of you who are new to me, I've been wanting to write forever. And in the past, even when I was younger, I think the first time that I saw myself as a writer, I was in fourth grade. I wrote a poem that was actually, got published in the school book. I can't remember the whole details, but I think it was not just one. I think I had 3 or 4 poems that were published in there, and I was the only fourth grader that had more than one poem published. And I think in fourth grade maybe there was only like 2 other students. All the rest were like was the higher grades. And then my teachers had the my teacher had my poem on the wall, in the one of the poems in the wall, on the wall in the room. And that stuck with me. Like, wow, I can actually write that people want to read it, and that it was important enough for to be recognized. It was impactful enough to be recognized. That was fourth grade. And I did not publish any book in fourth grade or after. I mean, that was just a little book that put in at school, for a school program. But after that, I never took it. For me, it was something I wanted to do someday, right? It was so vague. There was no deadline to it. And yes, I knew I could do more, I could learn more, but there was no pressure for me to do it. It's like there was no drive because there was nothing of significance attached to it except the fact that I could write a poem. That was it, right? And then after I got older, I was writing. I remember I even found books that notebooks that I was writing in when I was my teen years, and even some songs I've been writing, all that stuff. I never done anything. It was just sitting there. So fast forward 2.5 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, when I had my health crisis, and I realized that I could have died, and now I've shared all the stuff that I've been writing. Now the urgency was there, right? Now this was connected to something that was important to me because I wanted to leave a legacy. And I want to leave a legacy because I realized that tomorrow is never guaranteed. And guess what? You probably know the rest of the story, right? In the past, 18 months, we made it to 18 books. Well, I made it to 18 books. Well, some books are collaboration, of course, but because now it was for something that was really important to me. And recently, I was on the podcast a few weeks ago, and someone was asking me about all the books, and she mentioned something that it never crossed my mind. I say yes to these projects, and I write some books on my own, but I never realized, like looking at the collection of all these 18 books, that each one of them was revealing a part of me. And I'm like, oh my goodness, it is. Like I went those books about business, the moment in business, the books about faith, there are books about mental health and journals. Like everything I've done, everything that I've written and published are always in one facet of my life. But again, why? Because back to 2.5 years ago, a little over 2.5 years ago, I had the urgency. Now I need to write. It's important for me to write to get this message out, because now it's something that it's so meaningful to me. So that same fourth grader back many moons ago is now finally writing, because now I attach more value to it. Right? This is something that's more important to me. And now I know no more is not guaranteed. So I go after these goals. I go after these books, like again, like it's nobody's business. Like right now, I kid you not, I was even just messaging with a friend who asked me about doing some trainings with her. And she's like, I know you have so many projects going on right now. I'm like, I know, but this is what I do. Like, I cannot not do this part. So right now we have the Made for More Chronic Illness Edition that is being formatted right now as we speak, and that's going to go out. That's going to be published on February 29th, which is it's chronic the world sorry it's World Rare Disease Day. Yeah, that's February 29th. And then in March we're publishing Made for More Single Parenting Edition. And then in May, we have the Made for More Mental Health Edition #2 that's coming out. So I'm working on 3 different projects right now. And April is my birthday, and I had a new project. I actually have a book, a manuscript that's already done. That needs, like, part of it's done. I guess the writing is there. It just needs to be I need to go through it and reorganize how I want to, I want the chapters to be, and then have it done. Um, because I have this new thing now that for every year for my birthday, I have to have a book. That's a birthday gift to myself and then my gift to the world. But anyway, that's, I'm hoping I'll get that one for April, but the over three are really ongoing, and I have others writing that with me. So why do I do all this? It's because of all the things I just mentioned. Why? So for me, that's not just a resolution that I'm going to ditch on January 17th because it's, ditch your New Year resolution day. Because for me, it's more than that. These things are meaningful to me. I want to leave hope. I want to share hope. I want to share, you know, I want to, give people resources and, um, and help them find the strength to go through life. So everything that I share is the things that I've been through, and and I pull others together to write these books with me. So what is your resolution? Enough talking about me. What is your resolution that you are like, oh my goodness, I thought I could do this. Now it's 2.5 weeks into this year. It's like, forget about it. I cannot do this. I can't stick to it, and maybe I can't follow through with it. Maybe it's something that maybe you were not even interested in it. You just did it because everybody else was doing it, like losing weight, right? So whatever it is for you, I want you to just take a moment and ask yourself, what is this goal that you're having a hard time following through on? And I hope you have something in your mind now. And I'm pausing because I need the breath. I get excited, and then my lungs remind me that I don't have that much oxygen going on there. So, give me a second, guys. Yeah, it's no joke. Life keep going on. So, what I was saying, find that goal for yourself, or goals in plural, that you have having a hard time following through, and ask yourself, is there something that's meaningful to you? So one, is it meaningful to you? Number two, why is it meaningful to you? Number three, what is truly getting in the way? Number four, what will actually help you? So I say it again. Is this meaningful? If it's not, then just, yeah, you honestly full permission to ditch it if it's not meaningful to you, because what's the point, right? Life is too short to be wasting on goals that are not meaningful. Seriously. But if it's meaningful, then ask you why. Because if you know your why, you'll always come back to that. So at the end of the day, when I'm tired and I'm like, I have to wake up tomorrow and write more chapter. I have to wake up tomorrow and reach out to the editor, lovely editor. I have, work up tomorrow and talk to a graphic designer because these books are important. And yes, by the way, I don't do all this stuff myself. I'm maybe the visionary behind it. You do write a chapter about, for the book. I do compile the book, but all the rest, the editing, the formatting, the designing stuff, it's not me. It's group effort, honestly. And then obviously promotion, it's not me. We all promote the book. So if it's meaningful to you, ask yourself why, and then ask yourself what's getting in the way. Are you getting too distracted? Are you following every shiny thing out there? And there's nothing wrong with helping people, but if you become this rescuer, like your job, you put on this role of always rescuing people instead of taking care of your own business, then that's not healthy either. And I'm saying this with all honesty because I've seen this happen to many, many women, and probably guys too. But a lot of women that I coach, I've seen this happen to them, where we want to save the world, which is good, but at the same time, it becomes a way for us to numb our own feelings. It becomes an escape for us, to run away from our own issues, our own problems. Because if we have, God forbid, we have 2 seconds to ourselves, they're going to be too overwhelmed with who we are and what we're dealing with, then we can't deal with that. So we busy ourselves out of the things that actually truly matter. So ask yourself, what's really getting in the way? Or maybe it's your, maybe you have some stinky thinking, like like I often call it. Maybe you have, this mindset that's not helping you, achieve those goals. Telling yourself that I can't do it, I don't know how to do it. Maybe you don't know how to do it, but the people can help you how to do it. I didn't know how to write books. I didn't know how to get them published. And even now, with editing and formatting and all that stuff that takes me for a long time, I don't bother with that. I delegate. It's a team effort. Well, but ask yourself, too, what's getting in the way? Maybe it's fear. Maybe it's fear. It's like, oh my goodness, this is a lot. It's a big project. It's a big goal. And I'm overwhelmed. I don't even know where to start. Maybe that's you. Maybe that's what you're thinking right now. And when you know what's getting in the way, I want you to ask what would truly help you. And I guarantee you, 90% of the time, it's because you're trying to do it alone. Whether it's how you're thinking about it or how you are going about it, most of the time we struggle in our goals because we're trying to do it alone. I have given up on that. I'm a very independent woman. I'll say that. It's asking for help doesn't come easy for me. If you know me, you know that. Because I will be the one helping than the one receiving help. I totally get that. But I also know, I've also learned the past few years that for me to do all the things that I do, I need to have people doing it with me. I need to have people, fixing my website. I need to have people, returning calls from people call from the business. I need to have people creating graphics, for things that I'm promoting and I'm doing. I need people. Because if I try to do it alone, it's going to take me forever, ever. Even though I might know how to do graphics, but it's not something that comes natural to me. I have to think a lot about it, and it takes a lot of time. But I can sit here and talk to you for hours and hours. That's come natural to me, right? So I know my strength. I have a lot of we all have a lot of abilities, but we also, out of your abilities, you have things that are truly your strengths and things that you can muffle your way through it. Right? I like to operate in my strength. And the things that I have to work so hard at to muffle myself through it, I delegate that so I can do more of the things that are come from my strength. Right? So when I get help with my formatting, the editing of the book, and the graphic design, then it helps me to recruit more people to do more books, right? Then it's helped me to book more sessions with others. Then it helps me to even have more time with my family and enjoy time with my kids. You see what I mean? So my goals have not changed, but how I go about it has totally changed. And now with this new framework, this new format that I have of having a whole team behind me, it helps me to do more, truly do more, and enjoy. So I'm not only fulfilling my goals, like achieving my goals faster, but I'm also achieving them more efficiently. And then I'm making more impact because I refuse to do it alone anymore. So look at your goals again and ask yourself, are you struggling because you're trying to do it alone? And if your answer is yes, I want you to think about this. I'm going to tell you quickly here, and I'm going to get off here because I have, so I told I'm going to do stuff with my kids here. But I'm going to share something briefly with you that I think will help. In 2020, I'm starting a program called Thrive 2020, and I'll share the link here as soon as I'm done. But with Thrive 2020, it's a it's a membership program where in where I do live coaching as a group coaching twice a month. So twice a month, you get 1 hour live group coaching with others, but you're working on your individual goals. So when we get together, it's looking at strategies, looking at barriers, looking at sharing resources for you and strategies, and you get to pick my brain. So you get two of those sessions a month, each month. And then every time, based on what the group needs, I create a course for it. That course gets sold on different platforms. So others are others will be paying for those courses that I'm creating, you as part of Thrive 2020, you get those courses for free. And then as I'm creating new ebooks, workbooks, and any other resource that I put out, you get first bid. You get to see those things first, and a lot of some of the worksheet and stuff, you have access to them for free as well. And then not only that, is a group where you get to collaborate and network with others who are maybe working through the same thing, who have more resources, more connections that you need to get to your next level, to work through your next goal. And then we have a dedicated Facebook group where that's where everything happens. We connect there. We have resources all posted there. But then we do, for live coaching, we have a separate platform where we can all interact live on the call, on the video conferencing platform. So if this is something that, if you're struggling to achieve those goals, if you yesterday on January 17th, you decided time for me to ditch those goals, ditch those New Year resolutions, because it was ditch your New Year resolution day, I hope that you will look into Thrive 2020. And the best part is, so all of this that I just mentioned, the two live coaching a month, one personal development course a month, for worksheet galore, first bid on my ebooks and all my resources. You get ongoing support from me as as a certified life coach and counselor. You get connections from others, with others, and you get to network with them. All of those things, guess what? This is the best part. It's only $20.20 per month. Yeah, because it's 2020. So that's what we're doing. I know my life coach is like, "Shoo, seriously." I'm like, I know. I love to do what I do. And 2020 feels good to me. So if this is something that you need, if you have those goals that you have not achieved yet, you're struggling to achieve, I really, really, really encourage you to look into this. I really encourage you to check it out. And you can cancel anytime you want. We're starting in February. So I encourage you. Today's what, the 18th? Let me pull out my calendar here. Yes, today's 18th. We're starting the first week of February. So you literally have about, I don't know, 12 days or so. But registration closes on the 28th, because then we have to have the final total of who is in the group, and then start inviting them to the group and sharing them the links to the meeting. So you literally have 10 days to register, and I'll post the link here. Try it for a month. Let's say, after a month, you're like, this is not what I want. You're free to leave, no question asked. But I guarantee you that you're going to come, you're going to be like, oh my goodness, this is more than, I thought it would be. That's what I'm really hearing from people who have worked with me in this kind of, environment. And I know that this will be a blessing to you as well. All right, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to let you go. But I hope that you are not ditching your New Year's resolution. I hope that you are not struggling alone and treading waters when you can get help from me and from others, and a bunch of resources and courses and life coaching just to help you. And someone had asked me recently, so what are some of the courses that you're talking about in the life coaching? What does it look like? So the courses usually are online. So as part of that group, you get it for free. Each month you're getting a free course based on the topic that the group decides. So some of the topics that fall under this group is things like time management, how to beat procrastination, how to get organized, how to set boundaries, how to decide on a career, how to create a passion. We actually have a whole course. That's actually a course that I'm working on, probably not for another 2 months or so, but it's called Passion Project. Like, it's also my passion project. But how to follow your passion, like know what it is, and then actually create a project from it. And then we have, I mentioned time management, beating procrastination, setting boundaries, being assertive, so effective communication. And we also have, trying to think some of the topics that came up that was really kind of have on there, like how to be more compassionate towards yourself, how to beat self-doubt, how to beat fear, all the things that get in the way of you developing yourself, literally. So this is a self-development group. if you want. So yes, we touch on, we definitely going to touch on things that are emotion related to emotions, because hey, that, you know, you can't have Shu in the room and not talk about emotions, right? That's just what I do. So it's going to be mentioned, but that's not the focus. This is not a mental health group per se. You know, it's not like when we do the emotional wellness group for women, we talk about depression, anxiety, stress. That's separate. But even like in here, like I said, it's more that like that personal development focus that we're looking at. Yes, we'll touch on stress, because when when you're trying to manage your time and managing yourself, and juggling a lot of things and being organized, life can get stressful. So we're going to touch on that, obviously. But besides that, it's more giving those strategies for everyday life, things that you're going to need for every day. And I so want to support you in that way, and I can't wait to see you in that group. Like I said, I'm going to post the link. Excuse me. I'm going to post the link, and I'll see you there. We start in February, remember, but you have to sign up by the 28th of this month. So you have 10 days as of today to do it. And the fee again is $20.20 in US dollars. And that's for the whole month. That's just not one course. That's not, I mean, it's not just for one of the group, one of the things that I mentioned. No, you get all of those things each month for $20.20. All right. Invite friends, and if you have a friend's birthday is coming up and you know that they're working on some very important goals and things that they need help with, and if any of the topics that I mentioned, things that you know that will benefit them, offer this to a friend, offer this to your spouse, offer this to, I don't know, your sibling, as a gift, as a birthday gift. Valentine's coming, offer this to your loved one, as a Valentine gift, and let them try it out. And if they try, I guarantee you they'll try for a month and want to stay. But anyway, it's not because of me, it's because of that the group itself. Like I said, I bring what I bring to the table, but it's not just me, it's a group effort. So anyway, that's it for now. Have a good night, guys. Bye.